Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we're back in Train Sim World. I'm going to be showing off a brand new repaint modification for the Amtrak Metroliner. So as you guys can see here in our locomotive filter, we have the Metroliner here, our ex-Metroliner Cabcar in Phase 4B. When we go ahead and click that, we will actually get it in Phase 3. So this is going to be like one of the original paint schemes for the Metroliners when they first showed up on Amtrak. I know that they had like Phase 1, Phase 2 possibly as well. But Phase 3 would be like the ones that you mainly see in pictures for the most part for these. But there are a couple bugs in the repaint as well, and I will get to that here once we get in the video. But we're actually going to go ahead and do the back to front scenario. I'm not going to go ahead and do the whole scenario, just kind of show off the Cabcar and the Amfleets and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and hop in the scenario, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so here we are in game currently. We're going to walk all the way out over here. Now, one thing I already know that I'm going to get a lot of comments on, saying that the ACS 64 was not around when the Metroliners and the Amtrak Amfleets were in Phase 3. Yes, I understand that, but you also have to think that this is a mod that replaces the default Amfleets. So your main Amfleets are going to be in Phase 4B. This mod actually just replaces them into a Phase 3 paint scheme. So you won't be able to have your Amfleets in Phase 4B if you want this mod in, and vice versa. So you have to pick either or. You can take it out anytime you want, and you can always just put it back in anytime you want as well. So it's not going to be like 100% legit. Just like this Canadian National video I did a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so or whatever it was. Not going to be 100% legit. But we do have an ACS 64 hauling your Phase 3 Amfleets and your Metroliner car. So this is a replacement for the coach Amfleets and the Cabcar. One thing you will notice off the bat is that it does not have an Amtrak logo on it. That I'm not quite sure if it's going to get added on later as an update or what's going on with it. But yes, it does not have an Amtrak logo. And you will notice like glitches and like stuff like this where it's kind of bugged a little bit, where there's a little bit of issues, but not the worst thing in the world, and it's not too like noticeable unless you're like up close and personal to it. But yeah, it's going to be like that on every single Amfleet coach for the most part. Cabcar I can't say because I'm not quite certain. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Amfleets here. And here is the Metroliner Cabcar. So towards the Cabcar, you will get an issue with the lining or the lines lining up in the front, and I think same thing in the rear. No, yeah, you will also get in the rear a little bit here, as you guys can see there. But it does not replace anything else. It just replaces the texture. So you still have your black and yellow lines at the front there. And then here's actually a look at the Cafe. But yeah, it doesn't look like Cafe has any issues to it. Doesn't seem like it. But yeah, also on the Amfleets on this side, you will get lineage issues, and then same thing for the most part. On the Cabcar, on the Amfleet regulars, it looks like the coach car Amfleet, everything's good on that side, so I'm not too worried about it. But then we come over to the Cafe, and I think there's another discrepancy, maybe. No, Cafe looks to be all good. Cool. So yeah, like I said, this does replace your normal default Amfleet. So if you guys don't want to have all Phase 3, don't put the mod in. If you want to have Phase 3, go ahead, put the mod in. But yeah, it does actually replace it. So if you want Phase 4 Amfleets or like the current paint scheme, don't put it in because you can't mix and match. It's either or basically. So let's go ahead and hop into locomotive here. Kind of take this thing out for a little spin. I'm not going to be turning on the alert or anything like that, only because it's going to be forever to actually get into New York. So we'll come to the ACS locomotive, turn it on, turn the Cabcar on, and we'll just kind of take this thing out for a spin for a little bit. I've actually driven in this Amfleet for a couple times now, so we're no stranger to it. Let's go ahead and come in here, press battery button for 5 seconds. Alright, I'm going to sit in our seat over here for the engineer. Reverser goes into neutral. Just going to wait on the rest of the instructions here. I think next one's pantograph up, I believe. Yep, pantograph up. Close the MCB. And then HEP. 5 seconds. Alright. Now we just set that reverser to out once again. And then we go to the Cabcar. What we're actually going to go ahead and do is come over here. Go into the opposite side here. And then we'll go ahead and turn on the marker lights. There we go. Let's go ahead and close that. We'll come over here. Yep, we got working marker lights. Cool. So we run all the way back to the Amfleets here. And go and basically start up the Metroliner Cabcar right now. Alright, you guys can see you got power to the train and everything. Nice. So we're going to open the door. Climb up that ledge. Shut the door. Open this door. Get in the engineer seat. Reverser goes to neutral. MCB to close, which is this bad boy. Brake mode to trail. And reverser to forward. Parking brake off. Automatic brake to release, which is this bad boy. Turn the wiper on. And we apply some throttle. Turn the headlights on to bright. Do want the cab light on though. There we go. Alright, let's turn those gauge lights on too. There we go. There we go. I think the gauge lights are on. And we can dim them as much as you want. That's fine. But yeah, we do have the option to turn on like the alerter and all that down here. I'm not going to do that only because it's going to basically tell us that we can't go any faster than what we're going. And it is quite a long distance away to get to Newark Penn, especially going at like 5 miles an hour for the most part. So we're not even going to worry about turning that on. You got a switcher over here. I might turn it on at Newark just to show you guys what it is. I remember doing a video on it when it did come out. So might just show it off once we get into New York. Because currently we're in Sunnyside Yard. So I know we're speeding a little bit, but can't help that. Because it does take quite a bit to get to New York Penn, as you guys can see here through the task manager. So we exit to the location. And then we get there at 11, and it's 02, so it does take quite a bit to actually get there. But yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love the new Phase 3 that we have in this game. And this is actually available on the Train Sim Corner. It's a brand new website that I ended up finding a whole bunch of different repaint mods for Train Sim World, as well as Train Simulator 2020 that I will have linked down in the description down below. If you guys do want to go check that out as well. It is super nice. You got a whole bunch of different like mods for Train Sim. You got like rolling stock, a bunch of different engines. Some they even have some scenarios on there for Train Simulator that are also on the Steam Workshop. And just different like reporting marks for like your rolling stock on like your other like your Oakville sub. They even have repaints for the switchers on Amtrak, which is kind of nice. So we ended up having that. Even have repaints for EOT devices, for Christ's sake. So they pretty much have a lot of stuff on there, and I know that they keep adding on and on and on to the website as well. So I'm super excited about that to see where that site actually leads and see what we can actually get into with this game, because it'd be kind of cool to actually have one thing I do wish for in this game, and I know I keep saying this in every episode, is the ability to actually create your own custom scenarios and your own custom routes. So, especially with, like, if they end up adding the Pacific Surfliner route to this game, specifically that would be amazing, especially having this Cabcar here, where we can actually make, like, older San Diegan trains. Before it was Pacific Surfliner, it was a San Diegan. So, I feel like adding that into this game would be super, super, super cool. Make your own scenarios, and, like, with the Canadian National repaint I did, if we can add that to maybe like the Oakville sub, so we actually have some like mainline power on there, I feel like that would be awesome as well to have, because I don't know, but I feel like that would be awesome as well to have in the game, so you can actually run like other CN power besides the GP38 and the GP9 that comes with it. You can actually have like a GVO to have a mainline freight and stuff like that. So I feel like that would be kind of nice to have in this game, as well as multiplayer. So kind of like what Run 8 would have, where you can have set up your own custom servers and just, you know, run multiplayer. You pick your own train. Everything's ran by a dispatcher and all that fun stuff. So I feel like that would be pretty cool as well to do. But yeah, I know that's probably down the road in the future, but that would be kind of cool, especially if also with like Train Sim 2020, you have the route scenario editor and route builder and all that fun stuff. You kind of cool if you can actually build your own route in Train Sim World as well. And then I haven't actually seen anybody do it yet, but then hopefully soon you can actually build your own whatchamacallit, like your own routes and like your own custom like things like rolling stock or whatever, like your own adding your own custom 3D models into the game. So let's go ahead and turn all this stuff on, since we have a higher grade of speed right here. And as you guys can see, it does turn on there. So we do have maximum authorized speed at 45, and if we go any higher than 45, it will, you know, set the brake. There we go. So we'll set the brake, and I think we're not in emergency, which is good. So we are not in emergency. But yeah, so that is basically the cab signaling screen that was not in the game when this service came out. It was actually added as an update later into the game. So let's go ahead and acknowledge that, and let's go ahead and get it down so we don't go into emergency. Which it looks like it is going to throw us into emergency. Gotta love it. Got to love it. You know what? I'm just going to end it here, because I'm not going to deal with going into emergency all the damn time. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Do make sure you hit the like button and that subscribe button with the bell icon. As well as make sure you guys follow me on social media and all that fun stuff. I'll catch you guys here on the next video. Peace.